fishing with my son. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dad, you're doing it wrong.
Hey guys, hope y'all are enjoying our content from iCast 2024. Lots more to come. Keep the notifications on, like and subscribe.
So if you've been watching our videos, you know we're right now at iCast 2024. We're trying to release quite a few interviews and on some of the products we sell in the store, some of the products that we have found to be, the best. I want to show you one of the products right here that we sell quite a bit of this, even online now. We didn't think people would pay for the shipping. We're actually ordering this by the pallet now, and a lot of this is going through our shop. So tell us a little bit more about this product, because I've done a decent job talking about it in our other videos. This is Joe. I normally talk to Steve, but Joe was telling me earlier his background is not sales. It's actually what?
My degree is in fish farming. We own fish farms and feed development. So my first job out of college a long time ago was to develop a feed and a protocol to get largemouth bass to eat a pellet.
Yep.
Because, largemouth bass don't typically eat it.
But they eat it in my pond, and that's what's crazy, because, it's almost like I had to train them at first a little bit. Next thing you know, the bass are eating that, even though they've got, like, little small, shad and brim around them,
Sure.
they could be eating. They're eating the feed.
Sure.
And the grass carp love it. That's my only other problem, is that my grass carp are getting huge.
Well, this works in two ways. Probably one of the best ways to grow fish in your pond is to fertilize your pond. But when you fertilize your pond turns green. Pond turns green, looks ugly, you have some algae problems, and so on. We're skipping that step because we're feeding the small fish directly with the giant fish grower. They're feeding the larger fish, which are feeding the bass, as well as the larger fish are eating the pellets themselves. So it's kind of a two-way thing. This is not a corn base.
That's not a corn base.
This is a fish meal base, and that's where the expense comes in. It costs more, but you look at it and say, okay, I have to feed probably 4 or 5 bags of a low-grade catfish feed to equal one of this.
My fish are so used to this feed now. When I throw other feed out there, they start off thinking it's it, and as soon as they hit it and all, they kind of go away. And I'm like, I got to go, because
they're used to eating steak.
They're used to eating steak.
Right.
That is a great product. I want to move over to another product that we sell. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, Snapper Up fits the need of keeping the wife happy, let's say, to start with, or to keeping the boat clean would be another way to look at it.
Okay.
Chum works. You put chum in the water. It's designed to bring the fish away from the structure so you can catch them. But the problem with chum, typically, again, it's ground up fish carcasses, mixed with water, it's frozen into a block.
Sure.
As soon as you put that on the boat, what happens? It starts melting.
That's right.
This on the boat, even after it's mixed up, can set for days and days. As it sits right now, it's a liquid and a dry, and you keep this on the boat all the time. You're not going to do that with a frozen chum block. Now, I said keep the wife happy. You put a block of chum in the freezer. Freezer starts to thaw a little bit.
Problem.
It sticks in.
Major problem.
This stuff washes off easily off of the boat.
Well, the good thing about this is we can sell this online. It's a little lighter, Now this sells online. We've sold it online. We shipped out 5 bags of this thing. So you dive.
I dive. I snorkel. We spend a lot of time in the water, and that's how this stuff is researched. Is watching these fish.
That's really awesome, because you're not talking about a company who just basically mixes something up and says, I think it'll work because it smells good. These guys are diving down, watching what's happening, as they put their products in the water to see what's going. So what I found out recently when I called to make my food order is Steve was like, hey man, we got another product down here too. Have you heard about our baits? And I was like, I have no idea about your baits. I didn't know y'all were a bait company. He says, well, we're a fishing farm company. We feed this on our farm. We test all these products. We have a bait that's got infused smells or scents or whatever that makes it seem like a live bait. Is that right?
That's right.
Let's move over and take a look at that. That's called Q8, I think.
So Q8s are, I want to say, a scented soft plastic, but that puts us in a category that really doesn't fit. These are water-based. So what you're seeing right here is 85% liquid scent that is completely through the bait. A lot of your soft plastics type thing, they're putting a scent on the outside, they're soaking them in it. Normal oil-based plastics do not absorb scent. These are all water-based, and with that 85% scent, as soon as this hits the water, it starts dissolving or dispersing a scent out.
How long does that last? Do I have to read
12 hours. 12 hours before it's completely gone. So this has a very slow diffusion rate that's coming out of it all the time. You could probably, if you pan over on that, if you see that LED screen, that's actually dye coming out of that bait And that will do that for 12 hours continuously. The complaint in the industry is I've cast this a couple times, I got a bite, and now my tail's gone on it. And the bait cost me X amount of money, you know, what the heck?
Right.
Here, go ahead and break that bait. Pull it into two. Take both hands.
Yep.
I know you can do it. Come on. Pull on that thing. There you go.
Finally
It's
got it.
pretty tough.
It's pretty tough.
Pretty tough.
Yep.
We also make what we call a super worm, which has an internal material in it.
Okay.
That you can take a pair of pliers on both ends of that. You cannot break that.
You cannot break it. So certain ones are different, you know, as far as the longevity of.
So shrimp, paddle tails, jerk baits, pretty good.
Well, we're carrying it already. We brought in some to test out, you know, and I talked to you a little bit about my first test with it, you know, whatever. And I think that for certain baits, you're going to have to use it with a jig head, with where it will basically, it won't be weedless, I guess, you know, unless I figure out some way to make that weedless.
Probably the biggest mistake that we see is using too heavy of a jig head.
Okay.
We like to use a 1/8 ounce, like a Ned head.
Okay.
On a bait this size, we'll use a jig head that's only this big. And, you know, fishing my son, he's 15, and so he knows how to fish. And he's like, Dad, you're doing it wrong. You know, we hook big snook, we catch big snook. It's that slow fall. It seems to make the difference.
Well, I'm excited to get out and test it some more. You know, I mean, we've got it in our shop. Whenever I go fishing, I pull some off the shelf, take it with me on the boat. And that's the funnest part about having a store for me, is being able to take stuff off the shelf and charge it to my account and get it at cost. So, but anyway, we appreciate the interview.
Absolutely. Let's go fishing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to do that. We're glad to have visited here, the aquatic aquatic nutrition, as well as the Q8 baits they have now. And we're going to move on somewhere else. That's a wrap.